Hi students, today I am going to discuss the digital signature standard. So what the digital signature standard is nothing but digital signature standard use the digital signature algorithm, that is a DSA algorithm. So it is proposed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology NIST in 1991. This is the most important concept in the cryptography. This is a highest algorithm to provide the authentication. Now, the DSS is used the digital signature algorithm. So it is designed to provide only the digital signature function, and it cannot be used for encryption or key exchange. So already the encryption of the messages or the key exchange concepts are taken in some of the cryptography algorithms. Now we know that the encryption is taken in the conventional and the public key cryptography. And coming to this key management, the key management can be taken different distribution of the key distribution concept is there. So for using the distribution of the key securely between the two users, and it cannot use for encryption or the key exchange. Now coming to this, it must be a public key cryptography technique. So what the internal implementation of this DSA is nothing but the RSA implementation. So that's why in sometimes the DSS is nothing but it is an extension of the RSA algorithm. And also it can use as the SHA algorithm, that is an secured hash algorithm is also used for hashing the message. So what the hashing the message is nothing but hashing is the cryptographically protected data. So the cryptographically protected data is taken with the help of the hash function. And coming to this particular, the main concept of the digital signature approach. So how it can be approaches, the DSS approaches are nothing but it depends on the RSA approach, and the second one is the DSS approach, that is digital signature standard approach. And coming to the detailed discussion of the digital signature standard is, so the format of the signature scheme for a digital signature according to DSS. So that means here there is a format. The format which can be included the signature, that signature will be taken as the digital signature. So is slightly different on the sender and the receiver side. That means you can observe the signature is the common for anywhere. So it will not changes for sender side, it will not changes in the recipient side. That's why the signature can be verified in both the sides of the sender and the receiver. So on the sender side, the message generates the hash code. So how this signature can be provided in the sender side? So the sender side can be prepared that particular message or generated that message with the help of the hashing codes. So the hash codes can be considered in the some of the following criteria. So the first one is the input to initiate the signature function is, so the first one you can take the hash function. So one more, a random number k created specifically for the electronic signature. So it specifically implement the digital signature or created the signature with the help of the one random number. So that random number is nothing but here the k, we can select it the k. So the next one, the private key belongs to the sender and the public key. So here the concept of the private key, public key cryptography is nothing but, so both the end users can generate the pair of keys. The pair of keys are nothing but the public key and the private key. So here out of these two keys, so the sender can uses his private key in the encryption, and that encryption pattern can be taken, so provided the authentication, because the sender uses there only the private key and he can distribute his public key to the others. And similarly, if the recipient can generate the pair of keys, he can distribute his public key to the sender. This is the common concept of the public key cryptography. So here the three main concepts can be identified. The first one is the hash code is implemented, and second one is a random number or the secret number k can be used by the used for the electronic signature by the sender or the receiver, and the public key belongs to the sender and the private key belongs to the receiver. Now coming to this diagram, you can observe this diagram. the digital signature, this is the digital signature function, and applied to the hash function, then finally it can be formed as to the a documentation. This document has taken the input of this particular. Now you can observe in this particular detailed description of this particular, you may be observed. So it is a digitally signed document. When the digitally signed document, so you just you just observe this. So when it can be digitally signature, now you can take it, this is the digitally signed document, and this is nothing but the signed document. So what the difference between the signed document and the digitally signed document? So when we are using the hash function here, the signed document is converted into the digital signed document. This is the encryption pattern. Now coming to this decryption pattern, the digital signed data document is taken, and here you can consider the two more hash function. So for application to identify the digital signature, and final to the document is verified. So how this process can be implemented, that we have to be discussed. Here one more time I just give this point. So how the digitally signed, I already discussed the signature can be implemented by the hash code is. So now in between the hash code is taken. So the hash code is taken a normal data, the normal document without signed, that document is converted into the signed document. And here you can observe the signed document can be taken into the two parts. So one is one document and verified these with the help of the two hash functions. Here the hash function for encryption message, for hash function for decode the messages. Now you can coming to the detailed discussion of the RSA approach and DSS approach. Coming to this RSA approach, you can observe a message M is applied to the hash function. Why we can apply the hash function? So I already said the DSS approach may depends on the 3 points. One is the hash code for implementing the digital signature, and public key cryptography using for the confidentiality or authentication mechanism, and the key management here also can be taken. So the message M here you can observe clearly. The message M is applied to the hash function. The hash function is taken the digital signature standard. After that you can apply the encryption function with the private key. Why you can use the private key? The sender uses his private key in the encryption. What message is generated? That is an authenticated message was generated. Now finally the authenticated messages can be produced from the output of this particular. So these two are concatenated and finally prepares the M, and another part is E of M. Now you can observe the hash function again in the decryption side. You can apply to this message. If both messages are equal, then it can be provided as its authentication. Now that will be considered in the MAC function. Already we discussed in the MAC and hash functions. So if both H of M messages are equal, because of you just observed here in the decryption, you can apply the public key of the user A. So that means whatever the key which is used, the private key of the sender, the pair of the key is used in the encryption. That is a public key here. So you can observe, so encryption of this particular will apply to the decryption. Finally, you get the message here, the H of M. So here you can observe this is an H of M. So H of M, and here it can also produce the H of M. So if both the messages are equal, then it can be provided as its authenticator. So this is the concept of this particular RSA approach. Now coming to the digital signature. Similarly, the digital signature can be provided. So hash function is used with the message M, and here the main important concept of this, the signature function and the verification function, here we can use. How we can use the signature function and the verification function here? The signature function is type of the encryption function, and the verification function is the a type of the decryption function. So in the signature, it can be take PUZ, that is in another format we will call it as an KUG. So the union global public key, the global public key, union. So KUG in the sense global public key. So the global public key which are used commonly, you can observe here, the KUG can be here and the KUG can be here. So the global public key elements can be used, and here you can observe the private key of the sender A, the public key of the sender A. The pair of keys can be encrypted and the decryption. Then here it should be defined the target of the DSS approach. What the DSS approach? By using the hash function it generates. By using the hash function you can observe here. By using the hash function it may be considered to the signature function, signature message, that is an authenticated message, and using this public key cryptography, the sender's public key, private key, and the sender public key, because the sender only sends his public key to the recipient. So the DSS can be fulfilled here based on the extension of the RSA approach. Now you can observe how it can be verify the signature. So this is very important concept, because the implementation of this particular digital signature standard algorithm, we have to take the hash function here, and the signature function can be taken the K. So already in the DSS approach we can observe 3 points. One is an hash function, a random number generator, that is the K. Here we can use the K here. So sorry. So here you can observe K here. The K can be used here. The K is the random number generation, random number which is selected by the user X. So the signature algorithm allows here the different criteria. One is the hash code is allowed, and the integer K, and the public key elements and the private key. So the 4 can be combined into the signature, and this signature is concatenated. This signature is concatenated with the message M. If both are the concatenated, then it derives the M message, it derives the S message, and it two labeled messages S and R. M is the common message, that is the original message, and S is nothing but this is the two labeled message S and R. So now this hash function is again, this is the decryption side. Now coming to the decryption side, how we can reveal the original message. Here the hash function is used again in the message, and it can be added to the verification function. The verification functions allows again the global public elements, that is the KUZ, and the public key of the sender, and here the message M, and S labeled S and R labeled. If we combine all the constraints to the verification function, and finally one code is derived, so this will be the comparison between these two. What this means to? This is an R message. R message is equals to the output of the verification function. The output of the verification function. So what the output of the verification function we get? So that is equals to the labeled R. If both are the equal, then it can be provided as its authenticator. So this is the a concept of the digital signature. In the next video we will see so how implementation of the signature function, how we can implementation of the verification function. Thank you.